Kevin, why are you standing between two tripods? Well, we are now selling tripods. These are both FatBoy Tripods. We've been using these for about a year, kind of like evaluating them. The really nice guys over at FatBoy sent us these, and man, we have beat the shit out of them. Our camera that is filming this is on one right now. I've taken them around the country shooting PRS, and you know, we're in South Texas, so we shoot a lot of hogs at night with thermals. Having a tripod is critical for that, so we use them a lot. Now we sell them, and I may be a little biased because I've spent the most time with these. I will say I have used other tripods in the past, some of them very good. The first one that I used was made by a company that Academy sells or provides, and it wasn't very good. I hated it. This was a huge upgrade, so thank you for FatBoy for providing the initial two and really shaping my opinion on quality tripod. Before I get too deep in the weeds, I want to start with the base tripods. Try to explain kind of how this works if you're new to tripods. When you start shopping for these, there's two main components you're going to want to look at. You have the base tripod and you have the ball head. So the ball head is this section here that you see that's kind of like the attachment point for whatever you put on the tripod. You don't necessarily need a ball head. They all come out of the box with this thing. This is a little plate that sits in a bowl, the top of the tripod here. It has a threaded section where you can add a ball head, or you can thread adapters to just put a camera flat on top of it or something if you want. However, most people would be interested in getting a ball head because it's going to provide you much more utility when using the tripod. We have two different options here that we're going to be selling on the website. We have the Elevate 3 and the Elevate 2. What's different about these? Well, this one has 3 sections to its legs and this one has 2. Why is this important? Well, both of them max out at the same height. When you break the 3 section variant down, it's a little bit shorter. The 2 section stays a little bit longer when it's completely collapsed. However, when you deploy it, you only have to adjust 3 sections or 3 adjustment points rather than 6. Depending on how high you're making the tripod, you may not have to adjust all 6 of those. You have a little bit more flexibility here, but suffice to say, that's really all that's different about them. They're actually the same exact weight, which was interesting to me. We have 2 variants that we're going to be selling. This is the Levitate Level Head, and this is the Invert 60. They both do kind of the same thing, but they do it in a different way, and they allow you to have more or less flexibility. The Level Head here has a lever on the bottom that you essentially break, and that will allow you to have kind of free range with the weapon or camera or spotting scope, whatever you've decided to mount on your tripod. When you're in a position that you are satisfied with, you just push that back down, straighten it out, and then it's locked in place. It has a very positive lockup. I like this one a lot. You do not get the same amount of adjustment as you do with the 60, but it's a little smaller, a little bit lighter. Overall, I mean, there are going to be some limitations, but depending on what you're doing, this is a very good option. Both are good options. As you can see, this one has a lot more adjustment. I think you're limited to 15 degrees with this, but I've talked to many guys that have used this for like high angle kind of shooting, and it didn't really hold them back. They just incorporated a little bit more adjustment into the legs if they needed to get more aggressive angle. So another thing to consider with the ball heads is, I don't know if this is common, I haven't seen it on a lot of other manufacturers. Right here in the shoe area where you're going to actually interface your weapon or whatever with the tripod, the ball head accepts both Arca-Swiss and like your 1913 or Picatinny style rail. So that's very cool. You don't have to buy a section of Arca-Swiss if you don't want to. If you have a pick rail, you know, a quad rail like what's on this SR25, or an M-LOK rail, usually they'll come with a section of M-LOK adapted Picatinny. You can put that on your gun somewhere and you'll always be able to use your tripod. So that's very neat. I thought that was a very interesting welcomed feature that is present on both of these also. and actually some other accessories that they offer that we'll get to in a bit. So that's the ball head. Let me see. Let me take this off here real quick so you can see kind of what it looks like without a ball head on it. So here's your ball head. And then we had, you know, the factory installed plate that it came with that would sit in here. There's a little platform release button right here. And you also have a very cool fastening system. This actually will cinch down the outside of this ring, and it has kind of like a spring-loaded clutch system. So you pull your lever off of the fastener, and then when you push it back in, you get traction. I'll loosen it now. Went to the left, pulled it out away from the fastener, went down, brought it in against the fastener again, used it as a lever, loosened it up. Very neat. It's anytime somebody comes up with an idea that's like more or less toolless, I appreciate that, because there's nothing more annoying than running to my truck and getting into my toolbox because I need to change the configuration on something or something's broken. Now that we've covered ball heads, let's talk about some of the other accessories. First one I want to talk about is the side chick. So this guy right here is a little attachment, kind of like an infinitely adjustable adapter for electronic devices, or I mean, I guess you could put whatever you want in it. You want to put a pack of cigarettes in there, you could. But I think its main intention is to hold like a cell phone or a Kestrel or some kind of ballistic calculator. And it puts it, well, actually there's many places you can attach it on here, but it puts it kind of in a convenient spot. I was running a ballistic app on my phone the other day, and I had mine installed right like here with my gun kind of set up here, so I could see everything that was on my phone while I'm behind the gun. You know, I'm looking through my optic, I'm glancing back over at my dope chart or whatever. It's very convenient. I didn't have to put anything in my pocket. Everything was right where I needed to. Nice, clean workspace. It's kind of like infinitely customizable. So, you know, you can move this around, put it where you want. And like I said, there's other threaded areas where you can put this if you so desire. That is called the side chick. The next accessory that I'd like to talk about is this guy right here. It's called the Revive. What this is an integrated power bank into your tripod. So just like the factory plate base that we showed previously, it has your threaded male section here, and it will integrate with your ball head like this. This obviously isn't compatible with this style ball head because of its locking mechanism, but what you can do is now drop this in your tripod, and you have underneath here a battery or a power storage solution. Why do you need some kind of remote power on your tripod? Well, if you don't have a whole lot of experience with thermals, a lot of them will allow you to use some kind of power bank or a camera. Like you can plug a USB-C straight into a thermal or camera, and if your onboard batteries are depleted, this is going to increase your runtime. So that's very convenient. If you have your Kestrel or your phone here, you can plug that in as well. It's handy when you start using it. It's like, oh yeah, I've got a power bank on my tripod. I'll just plug my phone in because it's dying. Very neat. It's a cool little accessory. We like it a lot. The battery lasts a long time. I think I've only charged it once, and we've run the camera on it many times. That is called the Revive. So you'll see that on our website. I recommend you get all of the accessories because it's a super cool ecosystem. Everything just works well together. I think the last accessory I want to talk about is this guy right here. This is called the Thick Grip. It is a kind of a clamp system that you can clamp onto the leg of your tripod, and it will accept either an Arca-Swiss or a Picatinny rail section and secure it in place. Just like the ball heads, you know, if you've got a pick section or a Arca-Swiss section. This is actually a camera base that I've used to attach to this rangefinder. You just slide it in, lock it in place, and then whatever thing that you're trying to keep handy is right here on your tripod. If I didn't mention already, these clamps have an adjustment on them. As we know, like Arca-Swiss and Picatinny rail are not necessarily manufactured at the same tolerances all the time. So if you're familiar with like an American Defense QD, it works the same way. You unlock the clamp, you push in the throw lever, and you can adjust this little female nut in or out, and that will dictate the amount of tension or the overall dimension between the two claws when it's closed. So if you have, you know, some Picatinny or Arca-Swiss that's way out of spec, it's too small, you can tighten it up, or inversely, too large, it will work with this. But back to the thick grip, this is really nice to have if you're shooting PRS or something like that and you have a really nice handheld rangefinder rather than wearing it on a neck strap or having a pouch to put it in, like I see a lot of people doing. You can just safely attach it to your tripod and it's there when you need it. We've got a lot of new stuff on the website, tripods and tripod accessories.
I provide the people of this community with propane and propane accessories.
I know a few people are going to have questions about these. We want to answer them. If I didn't make it abundantly clear, I'm a big fan of the FatBoy products. I've had really good luck with them. I think for the quality you're getting, the price is more than fair. I would say it's very competitive. A lot of the, you know, high-end tripod stuff out on the market is pretty ridiculously expensive, but I feel good using one of these, paying for one of these, and selling these at the prices they are listed at. Like I always say, if you have any questions, please contact us. Our phone number is on the website and our phones ring 24/7. You can also contact us here by putting a comment below this video, or you can reach out to us on any of our social medias. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. I would genuinely appreciate it. We're trying to grow this channel. The bigger it gets, the more cool stuff we're gonna do. Blow stuff up. I don't know, let's do more stuff. Like, the more you subscribe, share these videos, chop them up, make funny reels, I don't care. Thank you for watching. We'll see you on the next one.